Hey guys, what is up? Back today. This is going to be a short episode. We're going to do basically routine maintenance on this newer LT42 Cub Cadet. It is the LTX Enduro series, and it has got the Kohler 19.5 in it. This is pretty much the end of the second mowing season on this mower, and it is time to do the routine maintenance. This is my grandfather's lawnmower, and I use it when I go over there to mow his yard. And it's time for air filter, fuel filter, oil change, and just cleaning it up. It's pretty dirty, so first thing we're going to do, spray it down, and I'm not going to pressure wash it. I'm just going to hose it down with a little bit of good old Blue Wolf. So here we go, guys. All right, so we got her washed down, and she looks pretty good. And with a lawnmower or a garden tractor or any kind of lawn equipment, it is, for most people, a very big investment, and within that investment you want it to last. So keeping it clean every season when it's stored for the winter, if you're in an area that has, you know, a winter climate like I do, helps prolong the life of the lawn equipment, because these things are not cheap at all. They're very expensive anymore. And making sure that you get it all cleaned up and all that stuff throughout the year to keep down from rust and all that stuff, especially in your deck. This one has a attachment so we can clean out from underneath the deck, and I'll be doing that not right at this moment, but later on once I get the rest of this done, because I've ran it completely out of gas. That way when I change the fuel filter and all that stuff, I don't have to worry about gas. But it's just a big investment, and you want to keep it clean, and you want to do maintenance on it. Maintenance is key to keeping anything running and driving or operating, correct? So why would you not maintain your lawn equipment? Same thing as maintaining your car. But I bought a kit to do this whole oil change and pretty much maintenance kit is what it is, and I'll show it to you. So this is the maintenance kit. It is for the Kohler 5400 17 to 19.5 single cylinder engines, and there is your maintenance kit number. And it comes with 2 quarts of oil, a fuel filter, oil filter, air filter, and a dust cover for the air filter. Plus it comes with, you know, your instructions on how to. They make a ton of these kits, especially for Kohler. They've got on the back of it, of course, it shows you your whole list of different applications and different styles, and it tells you your model, your air filter numbers, everything that you need to know. And it comes in a nice little kit. Now that kit, I got it off Amazon. I think it was around 60 to 65 bucks for that whole kit, which is a little expensive, but you're looking at 2 quarts of synthetic oil. That's about 10 bucks a piece right there. So that's 20 bucks. You're looking at 6-7 bucks for an oil filter, then about 8 to 10 bucks for your air filter, and then about 5 bucks for a fuel filter. So by the time you buy it all individually and pay your shipping and all that stuff, you're going to come out about the same as buying one of these kits and just have everything you need to go all at once. So we'll let this thing dry off a little bit, and we're going to get the oil changed in it and do our maintenance on it. Oh, and it comes with a spark plug. The spark plug just fell down in there, but it does come with a spark plug too, so that's a couple more dollars on top of that. And it comes pre-gapped, which I recommend you check your gap no matter what. Even though they say they're pre-gapped, they may not be correct. And that goes with any spark plug, not just on this application. But we're going to let this thing dry up a little bit. I'm going to move it out of the mud hole that I've created, and we'll go ahead and get to doing the maintenance on it, and I'll show you step by step on how to change the oil, the filter, the air filter, fuel filter, spark plug, all on this Cub Cadet. So here we go. It's the next day. I let it sit and pretty much dry overnight. It came out nice and clean though. Looks good. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this hood off, and we've got to get the electrical connection right down here. Got to unplug it first. So you just unplug it just like that, and then we can lift the hood off. So the way these things work is you lift up and pull, and they come right out. There's these little hooks. I'll set that to the side, just like that. Then I'm going to come around here, and the first thing we're going to do is drain the oil in this thing. To do that, most of your new mowers have these nifty little drain plugs right here, and it's got a little cap. You pull the cap off of it, and then you twist it, and when you twist it, the oil starts coming out. So what I do is I just take me a hose, pretty good size hose, and you'll slide it over top of that. Maybe might have to get a good size hose. So as you can see, that's a pretty good size hose compared to my finger. So this is a lot longer than what you'd need. I use this hose for a bunch of different stuff for oil. So what I'm gonna do is I've got an old Blue Wolf container I'm just gonna use as a drain pan. So I'm gonna stick my hose in it just like this, kind of lean it, and then all you got to do is reach in here, twist, and pull, and you'll see your oil start slowly draining out of there. So I'm going to pull the dipstick, that way it kind of creates less vacuum and it can flow. So it's going to take a little while for that to drain out. While that's draining, let's go ahead and take our air filter apart. So on these, they're not threaded, they're just push locked. So you push lock, and then it pulls up. And that filter is pretty freaking dirty. So it's been a while since that filter has been changed. Well, it's never been changed. Let me correct myself. It's never been changed because this mower was bought new, and this will be the first service it's ever had. So what we're going to do is just grab it and you pull off, and when you pull off, the whole thing comes off. So you just throw that right in the trash. Then you get your new filter right here, and then you slide your dust filter or sock, whatever you want to call it, goes over top of it. All right, so there we go. And then it just slides right back on in the same spot. It's a little tight. There we go. And she locks down in there just like that. And then you can put your cover back on, and you've got your air filter is now changed. So these just push and lock, and you're done. While we're waiting on this thing to finish draining, is we're gonna go ahead and change the spark plug. So the spark plug on these is of course in the front. And most of your lawnmowers, they are. Sorry about the noise in the background, guys. They're hauling corn. So here's your spark plug if you can't see it. It's right here in the front. Here's your wire, and it'll always be near your valve cover. Unless it's a twin cylinder, then it's gonna be probably lower on both sides of the head. So you just grab the boot, twist and pull, maybe. That thing is on there. There we go. So you just pull your boot off, and this is a good time to inspect it. Make sure everything looks good. Make sure your stuff is not frayed or anything like that. And then you're going to grab yourself a socket, a deep well or a spark plug wrench. They make several different versions of these. This is a 5/8, if you can see that. And all you got to do, stick it in here and break her loose, maybe. Come on, ratchet. Break her loose. Once she's broke loose, just use your socket to spin her out of there. So there's our plug, and she actually looks brand new. If I wouldn't have bought a spark plug, I could have probably just, you know, kept using that, because man, that looks perfect. That looks about exactly how you'd want one to look. So here's our new plug, and I know a lot of times stuff will say that it comes pre-gapped for the application. Well, according to the manual on this Kohler 5400 series 19.5, which is a 541cc, your spark plug gap should be 0.30 or 30 thousandths. So you stick your plug on there, and if you look, this is actually gapped at 25. So we need to open that gap up. So we're just going to wiggle it until we get to the end there, and we got a little bit more than we want, but right at 30. So that just goes to show you that they always don't come pre-gapped. Let's check the old plug. Let's see what it's gapped at. It's not even gapped at 25. Look at that, it's under 25. So it was running good like that, but it recommends for 30. But just about all your small engines, with a few exceptions, they'll all anywhere between 25 and 30 is what your gap is going to be. Some, I have seen some around 40, but most are 25 and 30. So we're just going to take our new plug, get her started. Now just one good tug, she's done. Check it, make sure. Put your boot back on, make sure it clicks and it clips on, and you're done with that step. So now on back over to the oil, we've got to change our filter. Just for convenience, I'm going to bend this down and lower down that fuel line. And you can try to take it off by hand, or you'd probably be better off with a oil filter wrench like this. So you just want to slide it up over it, get a good grip on it, and break her loose. Now you probably will have a little bit of oil come out, and I always grab a old little pan or bowl or something just to be on the safe side. So we do have some oil coming out. Take her on off of there. All right, so we got our oil filter off. Got our oil out of the filter. I'm just gonna set that to the side. So now we gotta get our new filter. All right, so I got our new filter, and it comes with a nice little cover. Pull that cover off. Always check your housing and make sure that the old gasket came off on the filter and you don't leave it up on there, or you're gonna have a hell of a mess. Next, I always take some oil and put some oil in the filter. We're gonna just fill up our filter just like this. Let it soak into that paper real good. Just keep adding. And I'm going to give it just a little bit more of a splash, and I'd say we'll be good. So I'm going to set that quart of oil to the side. I'm going to take my finger and dip it in the oil, and I'm just going to lube up that lip, that ring, and we can put our filter on. But first, I think before I actually put this filter on, I'm going to go ahead and change that fuel filter, since we got a little bit better access to it right now. So I'm just going to set this oil filter over here where it won't spill. Get us a pair of pliers. All you need is a pair of pliers. And it's got these little crimp style things, and I don't know why they had to turn them the opposite way, but they are. So we're going to lift it up. I'm going to twist it this way and slide it back, and then you'll do the same thing on the inside. Slide it back, and then you'll just grab your hose and slowly twist your filter out. So there's that side, and now we got to get this side off. And these things tend to really adhere to it. There we go. A little bit of gas coming out of the carburetor. No biggie. Let that drain into the grass so it'll die. And there's our old filter. So we got it off. Throw it over to the side, and here's our new filter. It's exactly the same. And they do have on these an arrow, and that is your flow arrow. So that shows you which direction the fuel is going to flow. So of course, your fuel is going to flow towards the carburetor from the gas tank. So you want your arrow to point towards the carburetor. So you grab your fuel line from up here. Push it on as far as you can get it. Then you'll grab your other fuel line and do the same. I'm going to go ahead and put this hose clamp back first. Up here. And if you had a fuel shutoff, inline fuel shutoff, now would be a good time to install it right there. But I don't have one, but the next time I do this, I am going to install a fuel cutoff just to for storage in the winter that if I still got gas in the tank or whatever, I can run the carburetor completely out of gas for storage and cut the fuel off. But we got that done. So now we are going to put our other part of our hose on and push her up on there just like that, and take our pliers, open our clamp, slide our clamp back up into place, and we're good. So now that is replaced, we are going to put our oil filter on. So get her up on there without making a big mess. You just want to get it hand tight and give her a good twist. So now you're good to go. Oil filter's on, oil is drained, we got our fuel filter changed. We're going to put this back and roll it back up in there so it's exactly where it was. Now we've got to go ahead and put our oil in it. Okay, so pretty much reverse what you did to begin with. We're going to push and lock our drain and then move our oil hose, pull our hose off, and then you're just going to take this cap and that cap just pushes right back on and you're good to go. So now that we've got our oil and we can dispose of it, put the lid on it, put it to the side. Now we're going to grab our oil and put it in. Not even a quarter in the filter. So we're just going to fill up the rest of the oil level here. So there's our second quart in. All right, so I got the oil put in it, and we're going to go ahead and take the dipstick and just check it. Just push it down in there, and it's going to show a little bit over until we fire it up and run it. So let's go ahead and give it a start and let it run for a minute to circulate all your oil. We started it up and we let the oil circulate. I let it run for just a few minutes there or a few seconds I should say, just to let the oil, circulate through the system. So we go ahead and check our dipstick. And of course it's dragging the tube a little bit, but it is full. Now we're going to put the hood back on it, and don't forget to connect your wires back for your headlights. We're done. So the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and clean the deck, clean out from under the deck. And do that, I sprayed underneath the deck really good with some cleaner. You don't have to do that. It's better to do this right after you cut, but you should have one of these, and it connects to the nozzle on your deck, and then you hook your water hose to it, start it up, turn your blades on with the deck down. It works better if you do this on like paved surface, driveway, something like that, to get all the stuff out. But I'm gonna do it right here in this dead spot in my yard. So I'm gonna start this thing up, move it around, and hook the hose to it. Alright guys, so as you can see, we got quite a bit of stuff come out from underneath that deck, and it is all cleaned up. We got an oil change done, air filter, fuel filter, and we washed it all up, cleaned it up, and we cleaned the deck out. So the only other thing I really need to do to it, and I'm not going to do it right yet because I need to do one more mowing with it probably for the season, but probably starting out next year, I'm going to probably put a new set of blades on it because I've hit a couple pretty nasty things in his yard. He's got some big tree roots, and I've hit a couple of them, and I was looking, and one or two of the blades look kind of nasty. So we're going to probably have to put a new set of blades on it. But that is it, guys. So I hope this helps anybody that doesn't know how to maintenance their own Cub Cadet this series, or maintenance just about any lawnmower. I hope this helps you out. Make sure you guys stay tuned. I've got a lot more stuff coming. I got another project that dropped off again today, and another one after that, and I've still got a project of my own, and I'm still working on that golf cart. So I've got several more lined up, and hope to see you guys back, and hope to see a lot more new guys. So make sure you give me a like, make sure you give a subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one, guys.